Hey everybody, it's your girl Bunny. So it's been a while since I've had any reaction videos. I was on Instagram. I saw some of a video that was posted and I thought, whoa. I've got to finish this and have a reaction video for YouTube because this is just too important of a debate that cannot be passed. We've really got to have a conversation about this one. I'm going to make sure after editing, after I've watched this, to censor any vulgar language so no one's offended. I want to make sure that this is a channel where everybody feels comfortable. But I really want you to listen to what's being said in the video between the two individuals having a conversation and then my intake of it afterwards, because this is something that needs a healthy debate. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
I honestly want a six-figure guy, is what I'm realizing.
And ma'am, and that's my point. You ladies all feel like, listen, you ladies all feel like you're the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, it's like, yeah, but I'm special. You don't know any men on this level that are not your father, that aren't related to you. That means you don't know these men. You don't know where to go get them. You don't know what they want. But you're still saying, pick me. They don't want mid-30-year-old baby mamas. I'm trying to be polite, man, but they don't want those.
Can I ask you a question?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Why is that so? Okay, go ahead.
Why is it so?
Go ahead.
From my point of view, I feel like I get what you're saying. They do have better options, but also those better options are younger girls. Those younger girls don't necessarily 20-year-olds are not necessarily attracted to 45-year-olds.
Bullshit. I'm 51 and I can't beat them off with a stick. That's another one on you lies. No, younger women are attracted to older men. What are you talking about?
So can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So do you feel like a woman like me?
Uh-huh. What would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You cannot use 7.
Would I rate myself?
Just your face.
My face when I wake up, 5, but when I put myself together, 6.
Okay. And how tall are you?
5'5".
Dress size.
I'm sorry?
Your dress size.
A 3.
Okay. So that makes you, if you give yourself a 5, that's average.
Yes.
So average looking women tend not to get high earning men. They tend to get average men.
So,
stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Breathe and digest. You're 35 years old and you can look around and see the world. You don't tend to see higher earning men with average looking women. Off rip. If you do see them, they got their average looking woman when they were both really young and he built his way up. But a man earning the kind of money you're talking about does not go for an average looking woman.
I mean, my body is not average, so.
But ma'am, you please don't make me say it.
Say what?
Don't do it. Don't do that.
I really just wanted some advice. I love your
I'm giving you advice, but you're not taking it. The advice is, ma'am, you're average looking at best.
I'm taking it in, but
okay, but you're not accepting the fact that average looking women, average looking woman who's older, average looking older woman with a 13-year-old son. Average looking woman with a 13-year-old son with a sketchy baby daddy. This gets worse every time I say something. And now you're asking for a man who's in the top 10% of men. You don't qualify for one. And you're making, I mean, I don't want to have to go there, but when you put in all these other factors, why can't you just get a man that's an average guy?
Sometimes I feel like in order to fully submit, I have to feel like he's in.
Well, then you're gonna die alone. How about that? Let me just cut to the chase, ma'am. You can feel like what you want to, but women like you die alone, straight up, because you think you're better than the men that you qualify for. And the only reason, honestly, ma'am, that I can see a woman like yourself really thinking you deserve more is because you earn more. Because you earn more money than most people around you in North Carolina. But if your ass worked at the post office, you would not think so highly of your opportunities. And that's the reality. Men don't care about your money. Not the kind of men that you want. We don't care about your money. It ain't ours. We care about the fact that you are older and you got kids. And you're average. And your reality of your life has showed you that. You don't have the kind of men that you want knocking on your door trying to find you.
Breathe.
See, what we've done in this country, this world, is we've told women like yourself that you can have it all. Girl. And you got a Prince Charming who's 6 foot, 6 feet tall, 6-figure income, jawline, all this other kind of stuff. And I'm sorry, man. No. Most people get average people, especially average people. And you're an average person. I mean, let's be real. You're not running Microsoft. You got a pet grooming business. You've been making 6 figures for the last 3 years. Okay.
He said that like it wasn't nothing. Wow.
But if I looked at you and I took all that off of you, all the eyelashes and all the hair, what do you look like under there?
I mean, I look the same.
No, you don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
I'm sorry?
No, you don't. You don't look the same because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
So, what is your advice for
Girl, hang up. Hang up.
All right, I'll tell you my advice, man, because you're not listening to me. This is why I always recommend you need therapy. Because you seem like a sweet woman, but you're not getting it.
You're being so mean.
I'm not being. Don't tell me I'm being mean. I'm about to be mean. I get tired of you broads telling me I'm being mean because you cannot handle a goddamn truth. You called my show on a day that you ain't even supposed to be here, and I honored the call and sat here and tried to help you. And I'm telling me I'm being mean. Get the fuck out of my phone. I'm tired of y'all doing this shit.
Oh my goodness. What? Okay, I'm gonna meet y'all in the car. I'm just playing. I felt like the Cowardly Lion in The Wizard of Oz when he was like, "Do me a favor, talk me out of it." And they were like, "No, no, 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 no." I feel like this is wow. Just in that short period of time, there is so much to discuss. I can tell you right now, whoever is viewing this, it's gonna be a 50-50 crowd, and people that are like me are gonna be somewhere in the middle. You have one side that just said, well, she asked a question. It was a harsh answer, but she got it. And then you're gonna have some other people that are saying, that's so mean, it's wrong, I can't believe he said that, it was uncalled for. And then the people that's in my group, hey, Team Bunny, y'all end up being in the middle, because there is some truth mixed with narcissist thinking, materialism, communication that's not happening when it comes to finances and relationships, and also our society, all of that just in a gumbo of meeting somewhere in the middle ground to have a sensible conversation to what her question was. Now, I'm going to take it bit by bit because there's so much in this video that can be dissected, as I mentioned. For one, I did a little research about this guy because I was like, who is this? Is he a relationship expert? Is this a show that I'm unaware of? And I'm not even going to link or post anything about the guy. He has his own platform. I'm not even going to uplift him like that because he has his own audience. Feel free to Google, search, do whatever you got to do to find the guy, okay? But apparently you can tell that based upon a lot of his pictures and videos that he's made, he's a super materialistic guy. He's self-made in a way that I don't know. He claims he has a substantial amount of money, and you can just tell he's into material things. Looks, when it comes to looks with this guy, it all depends on what you like, right? Everybody has their own caliber of looks and what's what. So for some reason, people call into, I guess, his podcast or whatever the fact is, and then they'll call in and they'll ask him, hey, blah, 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 wanting dating advice. And since he's just so knowledgeable, he gives them this advice based on him being a successful man with money. So there are these women that call to ask these questions. Now, I'm going to argue both sides and also that middle ground. For one, let's just be honest and say that we're all adults. She called into the show knowing what kind of audience, knowing what type of guy that he was, and seeking his answer and what he felt. She called in saying, I'm looking for a six-figure guy, and that's what I'm looking for. His response, we all saw it, that you're setting your standards in a way to where you don't have those, you might as well say, accolades or credentials, prerequisites to be with what you're asking, okay? That's what I heard. That's what I interpreted when I listened. And everybody has their own way of listening because we all can hear, but we're all going to listen and we're all going to interpret differently. From her question, she didn't say I wanted a millionaire. She said I wanted a six-figure guy. From a woman's perspective, I'm going to argue both sides, okay? From a woman's perspective, what I am listening to her say is, I want somebody that's at least in my range financially and somebody that's bringing to the table what I'm bringing. And I conclude that because she didn't say I wanted a millionaire. She said she wanted a six-figure person. She's a six-figure person, which tells me that emotionally it sounds like she wants somebody that's on her level financially so she's not taken advantage of. That's from a woman's perspective. That's what I'm coming to a conclusion of. She wants somebody that's not going to be with her because she does make a certain amount of money. And being a self-made businesswoman, she wants to make sure that she's not taken advantage of. So with his reaction, some people will say that's mean. And that's not something that she can, she needs to just chuck it up and take it for an answer. And that's what it is. Okay, now let's argue the other side of him making his point. Now, he could have said it fluffed up, embellished in any kind of way to protect her emotions. But you've got to understand he's giving his answer based upon his experiences. I have friends who make a certain caliber of money, but I've never been a materialistic person. I know people who are very materialistic. When you start to get into the game of having a materialistic insight on relationships, unfortunately, you enter this game of prerequisites of what's beautiful, what qualifies in our society as What's suitable for a millionaire? What's suitable for somebody with a lot of money? You can see a guy that's maybe unattractive, and you see somebody that's super beautiful, and you conclude she's with him based upon society and what we see, which isn't fair. You conclude she's with him because she's pretty, and clearly she doesn't care that he's unattractive because he has money. These are Western society based upon finances conclusions that we come to based upon the artificial, based upon the exterior of what we see. It's unfortunate, but it happens. If you're someone that's a woman and you make a lot of money, it's who does she sleep with? Clearly she's not smart enough. So there are a lot of these stigmas, I'm just giving an example. There are these stigmas that are associated with a lot of stuff. And in this conversation going back and forth, we see it with a lot of millionaires, the trophy wives, the wives who hold a certain look to go with what guys would want, because maybe they weren't able to access certain women because they want to be around them because they have money. This is not anything new. His approach was very harsh. His way of handling the situation was very vulgar, but it's not like she called Oprah or she called Dr. Phil and asked this question. She called this guy, and he gave his answer based upon how he felt and the way that he wanted to, I hope my hair is not rubbing up against the mic, the way that he wanted to answer her question. Now let's see it, give a perspective from the other point of view, and saying that, well, he shouldn't have said it like that, and maybe he shouldn't have been so mean and rating her on this scale from 1 to 10 and telling her she's average and telling her, when you ask a materialistic, idle-ish question, you're going to get a materialistic, physical answer. Now, the upside to that, if she would have called someone else, somebody, if I had my own show and she asked me something like that, when you're of a certain range when it comes to money and you feel that you're going to be more compatible and understanding with someone who makes the same amount of money financially, my answer would be involved in certain organizations, certain societies that allow you to be around those individuals. Now he said, well, you don't have access to these men, and he just said a little harsher. But in actuality, whether it be a fraternity, sorority, once you start to become aware and around certain groups of people and a certain caliber of people, your eyes are open to a different environment that you're not used to. They say when you want to be a millionaire, you have to think like a millionaire. When you want to get ideas from millionaires, you surround yourself with millionaires. If you want to know how to do hair, you're around people who have been through schooling who can give you pointers. If you want to be a good chef, you need to blah, 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 blah. My only thing with this entire video is that what we can all agree on about this video, whether you agree with his point, her point, whatever it is that it was wrong for him to give his rating of her, pretty much calling her a person who's unworthy of what she's looking for in such a harsh way. We can all agree that I'm looking at you and I say, well, you're a 4. I mean, who am I to tell anybody something so mean like that? That's just my personality. I'm not going to do that. It's hurtful. Who am I to tell somebody something like that? Not only that, in such a mean way. But she called the guy and she asked him for his opinion. Now, also what we need to conclude from this video, and I think what needs to be a good debate in the comments, a healthy debate, let's really try to respect one another in the comments, is the one thing that I find very disturbing, whether it be a male or female, whatever your preference is that when somebody asks you, what are you looking for in someone, that we automatically go to the the physical. They got to be 6 feet tall. They got to make this amount of money. They got to blah, 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 blah. Instead of saying what you need, me, I love to laugh. I need somebody that can take a joke and laugh and not be serious all the time. I need someone to be God-fearing. I need someone to be caring and loving to others. I need someone. Those are things that you need in your life that make you enjoy life, to love one another. You need someone that's passionate. You need someone who loves to kiss, loves to hug, those are the things to me that oversight money, because money come, money go. That's me. We've got to start having these conversations about why are people saying you need to have this sort amount of money. Now, I get it. You have a certain level of money that you say, I make $300,000 and I can't be with someone that makes $30,000. You really got to go to the crust of why you're saying that. Are you afraid that you're going to be taken advantage of? Or do you feel that someone of this caliber doesn't match your level of conversation, doesn't match your level of drive? And if those individuals lack that, does that mean that they're incapable of learning? Does that mean that they're incapable of having? Or is it just they haven't been exposed to maybe the same accolades, learning, environment, people that you have? It's a lot of people that make $30,000 a year, but they would love to make blank, 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 blank. But not everybody has the same deck of cards, correct? So we really got to start having those conversations as a society, because if you want to go that route, if you said, I'm a woman that I want to be taken care of, and I wanted this, and I want somebody to buy me a Birkin every other week, and I want somebody to blah, 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 be prepared to play that game, that physical game, looking a certain way, being a certain way, and sifting your physical to be in that game to do that. But also realize that you're putting yourself in a position that you agreed to. There's so many things on television shows, Iyanla Fix My Life, documentaries, male or female, to where they put themselves in situations knowingly because of finances to live a certain way, to be a certain way, knowing that the other person didn't love them. They're trading themselves for access to certain lifestyles or money. A lot of people don't see it as bad. Some men will say, well, I never had a woman like that look in the hood. Now that I got all this money, I'm finna get somebody that look like blank, blank, blank. If that's what you want, be prepared for the things that come with that. Don't be surprised if you're 50, 60 years old, you have a stroke or a heart attack, okay? And the person that you choose based on the look says, well, I'm out of here. That whole left side of his body don't work right. I'm out. That's what you signed up for. Do you get where I'm going? There is a such thing as desiring certain things within people to accommodate your likes and desires. To me, that is different than what the question was in this video. I'll give you an example. Say, for instance, you're a man and you're like, let's say you're 40, 50 years old. And you're like, you know what? I really want to have my own. I don't have any children. I want to have a child of my own. The reality is you're going to have to be with someone that's of a certain age range that can have children and has a higher possibility of still ovulating, being able to have a child. Am I saying it's impossible for a 40-year-old to have a baby? I'm not saying that. But we know the biology, we know the hard fact that that man may have to date someone way younger than him to give him the probability of having a child. That's a fact of of that. Just to give you guys an example. Now, with the woman saying, I want somebody to make 6 figures, to me, what I interpreted, once again, is that she's asking for someone within her same pay grade. I don't think it's highly unlikely that she can find someone in her pay grade that finds her absolutely gorgeous. She's just going to have to be in organizations. She's going to have to put herself in environments where she's exposed to more men like that. More and more people are being exposed, especially in this day and age, to being their own bosses and building their own incomes. And it's really bothersome that people say 6 figures, 6 figures, 6 figures, as if that's just the benchmark of when the scale tips over. You know, I'm from Texas. If I'm going to be that type of woman, I'm going to say millionaire, because in Texas, honey, 6 figures is peas and carrots, honey. Okay, and everybody in Texas look like they about to go on stage and do a pageant. I mean, all the women here are freaking gorgeous, okay? That's just, we're the pageant capital, honey. And all the big men come from Texas, baby. And the big guys are the ones that go to these schools and win all these championships and go to the league. We feed them mashed potatoes, eggs, and ham, honey. And there's a different caliber of men down here. Okay, so I want everybody to realize that some people are going to say it was harsh, it was mean, it was terrible, how could he? Some people are going to say she asked it, she got it. But I want, based upon who I am, my debate question is it fair to meet in the middle with what was discussed in this video? Meaning compassion, meaning understanding the depths of what we're asking for and what we're saying. And when he said, you ladies need therapy, it's sad to say we all do. We all do in some sort of way when it comes to what we're asking for and what we're doing. You know, what I think he meant is, people that are looking at this certain caliber, you need to understand why you're asking what you're asking. And he says, y'all need therapy, and I'm tired of talking to y'all broads or whatever. He had to say all that. But the truth is, he needs therapy as well. Because from what I viewed from his Instagram, all of his videos, he has an essence of he knows it all. He has all. Money is the cure for everything. That's his tone of, I'm like, I see why he thinks this way. He's been blessed to, however he gets his money, to have a certain amount of money. Good for him. Awesome. But he can ask himself the same thing. If one were to take away that money he has, the clothes and the car, whatever you have, then what are you working with, brother? Can I put you side by side to Denzel? Can I put you side by side to George Clooney? I don't think so. If we're going to get real with you, brother, we can get real with you. That's how superficial and how it should be off to all of us as a society to realize that these ways of thinking come to a point to where, who is it benefiting? Because the almighty dollar, you can't take it with you when you're gone. It's fun to have. It's fun to travel with it. You can buy things. But when you're dead, you can't take it with you. You can leave it to somebody else. And what's your legacy? If you don't care about who you with, you just want somebody fine standing next to you and you say, hey, look at me. Women, if you don't care and this is what you want and I want blank, 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 be prepared. Be prepared for the lifestyle, for the desires, for the things that you've requested. Be prepared for the causes and the effects of everything. Basically, that was my point. Be prepared for the lifestyle that you choose based upon things that you're requesting. If you're basing things upon true love, wealth, entrepreneurship, things like that, go for it. If you're looking for this person has to be this certain amount of money, but putting that before what you need, be prepared for the cause and effects of everything. I wish them both well. I'm sure that many people will continue to call him and ask him for advice. I wish them both well. Let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Or are you somewhere in the middle of understanding, as I mentioned? So I love you guys. This video was a lot. I'll make sure to do more reaction videos. Until next time, take care of yourselves and be careful. Make sure you check out those playlists for more movie and television show recaps and reviews. Until next time, bye.